Hey guys, it's me, Seren, back with another video. Today we're moving forward with the Hidden Figure series with the woman that has been highly requested, Mamie Peanut Johnson. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think I am though. I think it's Mamie. I hope it's Mamie and not Mammy. I really hope it's Mamie and not Mammy. But Mamie Johnson was one of only 3 women to play in the Negro Baseball Leagues, and she was the only pitcher to play in the Negro Baseball Leagues. Fortunately, as far as I know, she has not been inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. When I was reading about her, I came across a petition that it says, put Mamie Johnson in the Hall of Fame. Mamie Peanut Johnson, Toni Stone, and Connie Morgan were the only 3 women in American baseball history to ever play in a men's league, yet they are not in the Baseball Hall of Fame, even though they were 3 of the stars of the Negro League, and Mamie Johnson was the only female pitcher to ever play with the men. These women deserve their spot in history as well as their spot in the Hall of Fame. The entire All-American Professional Girls League, a league of all white women, and 35 Negro players have been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Let these black women into the Hall of Fame, right? And it's funny because there's a story of Mamie Johnson that I was reading about where she went to go try out for the women's league, the All-American Professional Girls League, and she was turned away because, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie A League of Their Own, but there's like a little small kind of like nod to that where they're like traveling, and if you guys haven't seen that movie, it has like Gina Davis and Rosie O'Donnell, and I think Madonna's in it, and there's a scene where the Peaches, that's who they were, the Peaches, they're like traveling and they're like going around and like the girls are trying out and the girls, and Tom Hanks is in it as the fucking coach. There's no crying in baseball. So they're going around and they're trying out, and there is a scene where the ball like goes over the fence and Gina Davis is like, oh, give me the ball. And this black woman is outside of the fence and she like lobs the shit out of the ball and like hurts Gina Davis's hand. And like Gina Davis, they say, is like the best player in the league. But it's a segregated league, so they don't let the black women in. It's an all-white woman league, right? So who did the black women that wanted to play baseball go play with? They went and played with the men, right? But none of them have been inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Why? Racism! So let's go ahead and get into it. Mamie Peanut Johnson, who along with Connie Morgan and Toni Stone was one of 3 women to play in the Negro Leagues. Mamie Johnson was the daughter of Gentry Harrison and Della Belton Havlo, and she was born on September 25th, 1935 in Ridgeway, South Carolina, and she's still alive. She is still alive. When she was only 7 years old, she would play baseball every day. And when she left South Carolina to pursue her college education in 1943, she refused to let anyone or anything interfere with her love of playing. She practiced while pursuing her studies at New York University. At the time, amateur and professional baseball teams were segregated. When she was 17 years old, Peanut was rejected as a team member by the White Female Baseball League. However, this unfair treatment and prejudice became her own victory, meaning she was a pitcher in a man's league. In 1953, Bish Tyson, a former player with the Negro League, observed Miss Johnson practicing on a field in Washington, D.C., and he was overwhelmed by her athletic abilities. He maintained that she was a great player and suggested that she play professional baseball. He introduced her to Bunny Downs, manager of the Indianapolis Clowns, and after only 1 tryout, Mamie Johnson made the team. While pitching her first game with the Clowns, and she was a right-handed pitcher, while pitching her first game with the Clowns, a batter on the opposing team yelled to her, "What makes you think you can strike a batter out? Why, you aren't any larger than a peanut." Mamie never said a word, but the batter soon found out what she could do, and from that day, the baseball player had the name Peanut. And I think it also said she's like 5'4", 100 pounds, so they called her Peanut. Mamie Peanut Johnson played professional baseball for 3 seasons from 1953 to 1955 with the Indianapolis Clowns. During her tenure, she won 33 games and lost 8 games. Some of y'all might know what this means. I don't, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Her batting average ranged from .262 to .284. I don't know what that means. After her baseball career ended, Miss Johnson was a licensed nurse for 30 years, and she currently manages the Negro Baseball League's memorabilia shop in Prince George's County, Maryland, which is awesome. I'm gonna have to go see her. I'm gonna have to go see her one day. Yeah, Johnson was known as Peanut during her career due to her height, 5 feet 3 inches, weighing 100 pounds. She's the subject of the book A Strong Right Arm, describing her life growing up and the obstacles to her becoming a professional Negro League baseball player. On June 5th, 2008, Johnson and other living players from the Negro League era were drafted by major league franchises prior to the 2008 MLB first-year draft. Johnson was selected by the Washington Nationals. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's cool. Is there anything else? She played with the Alexandria All-Stars, St. Cyprian's, and other semi-pro baseball teams around the Washington, D.C. area. After she became a member of the Clowns, her first year in 1953, she finished with an 11-3 record. In 1954, she went 10-1. And in 1955, she finished 12-4. Again, I don't really know what that means, but that sounds good to me. When she was in pitching, she played second base, and during her tenure, she won 33 games and lost 8. For 2 seasons as a member of the Clowns, Johnson was a teammate of future home run leader Hank Aaron. She also credits her pitching success to a lesson she learned from Satchell Paige, who taught her how to throw her curveball. He just showed me how to grip the ball to keep from throwing my arm away because I was so little. Isn't that like kind of amazing to think of? Like, she's like playing with these like, you know, great baseball players, these like great men, you know, that like went on to be like inducted into the Hall of Fame, but she's not, right? Because she's a black woman, right? Because she's a black woman. Anything else I wanted to tell you guys? Belton's early years were spent in Ridgeway, South Carolina, where she attended Thorntree School, a 2-room schoolhouse. Belton lived with her maternal grandmother, Sidonia Belton, while her mother worked in Washington, D.C. From about 6 years old, Belton loved to play baseball with her uncle Leo Bones Belton. They were so close in age, she regarded him more as a brother than an uncle, and they improvised bats out of tree limbs, bases out of pie plates, and balls from rocks wrapped in tape. To strengthen her right arm, Belton threw rocks at cows sitting on the fence of her grandmother's farm, and she developed a mean fastball. Belton credits her grandmother with supporting her interest in playing ball and in giving her the confidence to always follow her heart. Around 1945, her grandmother died from a stroke, and Belton then moved to New Jersey, where she lived with an aunt and uncle. While in New Jersey, she began playing baseball more seriously, trying girls softball, which she quit in frustration because she was used to playing hardball with the boys. She then tried out for an all-white boys team organized by the Long Branch Police Athletic Club. She became the only girl and the only black on the team. Her indisputable talent overcame doubts as she helped carry Long Branch to 2 division championships. That experience helped Belton not only develop her strong right pitching arm, but also her capacity to outthink batters. She realized early on it was especially easy to outsmart opponents who underestimated her, just like a black woman. You know, you want to underestimate me? That's fine. I'm going to use that to my advantage. Yeah, and she's still alive. So, let's see. On the field, Johnson's greatest joy was striking out hitters. That was the case with Kansas City Monarchs third baseman Hank Bayless, who taunted her by remarking that she looked like a peanut on the mound. That first season, Johnson achieved her lifelong ambition, and though she was still hoping for a chance at the major leagues, she was also starting to think about a future beyond baseball, and she began attending school outside of baseball season. In April 1954 and again in 1955, Johnson returned to play 150 games a season for the Clowns. One encounter with Satchell Paige, who had returned to his own old team, the Kansas City Monarchs, after retiring from the majors, included advice that helped Johnson perfect her curveball. She learned well. In 3 seasons, she won 33 games and lost only 8 with a batting average of .270. That made her one of the top pitchers in league history. But playing baseball in the Negro Leagues did not always pay well, and Johnson only earned between $400 and $700 a month. Flagging ticket sales, dimming hopes of breaking into the majors, and the desire to raise her son led Johnson to retire from baseball at the end of the 1955 season. She then graduated from college and became a licensed practical nurse. During her 30-year nursing career, Johnson often coached youth league baseball teams, and after she retired, she worked in the Negro League Baseball memorabilia shop. Among the honors that she has received, she's been honored at the White House as a female baseball legend. She's received the Mary McLeod Bethune Continuing the Legacy Award. And in 2003, a book about her life story, A Strong Right Arm, was released. In 2005, a one-woman theatrical show about her life, Change Up, premiered at Brown University. And also in 2005, Johnson joined D.C. Mayor Anthony Williams at the first game of the Washington Nationals. Johnson remains close to her son Charles, her mother Della, and to her uncle Bones, who lives in Connecticut. It's awesome that she's still alive. That's awesome. Some of her quotes: just to know that you were among some of the best male players that ever picked up the bat made all of my baseball moments great moments. If I had played with white girls, I would have been just another player, but now I am somebody who has done something that no other woman has done. Mamie Peanut Johnson, one of only 3 women to play in the Negro Leagues and the only pitcher and one of the top pitchers in the history of the league. She needs to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. There's a petition for that, so I'll include the petition if y'all want to sign it and circulate it around. I'm going to sign it. So food for thought as always, Hidden Figures. Keep on sending me requests. You guys are like in the beginning, I had like a list going of like people that I wanted to do, and I still have like the list for myself, but you guys are making such great requests that I'm like doing your requests before I'm doing the people that are on my own list. So just keep on with the requests, because your requests are freaking awesome. So see you guys tomorrow. Food for thought as always. Peace.